report. Is everybody okay?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Yes. Thumbs up.
Awesome.
Everybody's. I see thumbs up. I see smiles.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Nobody's injured or anything. Physically
No.
or emotionally. You need to be held in.
My
That was
insurance
before
company.
I got here, so. Got nothing to do with you guys.
So what are your thoughts? How was the program?
I like it. It was great. It was so great.
These guys on their own. Is that a win? Okay.
Lots of good stuff.
Lots of good stuff.
Team effort, team effort.
We
Yeah.
absolutely try to make this as much hands-on as we can. So every week you're gonna have a little bit of a classroom to explain the things that we do and some of the particulars about it. But then we wanna have the emphasis being on working with your hands, pulling hose and squirting water and those kind of
Yeah.
things. So hopefully that met your expectations.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exceeded.
Do we have exceeded? Okay, you're my favorite student. Do we have any suggestions for something we could consider to do different or
I mean, I hope you can
or
do whatever
something
you
not to
can.
do?
We can
No,
do it
fire.
next year.
Yeah,
I hope so, yeah. Yeah, we had a little bit of a hiatus, just like everybody else did,
Right.
when we weren't doing things in person. But now that we can, we will. Yeah, we try to do it once a year. All right, well, we really appreciate you folks taking time out of your schedules, because this is our job. So, you know, we
Still
kind
filling out.
we're here because we want to be here, but we also get compensated for being here. And you folks are here on your own when you could be doing 100 other things. So we greatly appreciate the interest you showed in the Elk Grove Village Fire Department and the fire service in general. And we thank you for being here. So that's very special to have you. BC Richling, we have a group gathering?
Yeah, I have Lieutenant Hoppy going to get him.
All right.
Matter of fact,
Perfect time. Why don't you come up here? We're going to chat a little bit about something that happened this afternoon. These guys don't know we're going to do this, but that's okay.
Curveball.
That's almost everybody, huh? Or is it everybody?
yeah.
It is everybody.
Well-
Okay, so we've talked earlier on in the class, we've talked about the way a typical day goes in the fire department and the fact that there is no typical day. And today is a perfect example of what we had talked about early on. So I was here this afternoon talking with the guys. They were making some dinner and having a cup of coffee, and I had to meet with one of the lieutenants about some things that were happening. And everything was nice and calm and relaxed, and everybody was happy and just talking and having a normal day, like almost like you were at home, you know? And just that fast, our tones go off for what we call an accident with extrication, and it was for a person who was pinned in a machine in the business park here. So it was an industrial accident in the business park here, where one of the workers on an assembly line process, there was a problem with the machine. It jammed, there was a sensor that wasn't working quite right. But he got up on the conveyor belt itself and crawled into the machine. Exactly. Exactly. Not necessarily a good thing to do. And the operation that this machine did was it would take several boxes of food products and put them on a pallet, and then this machine would compress those together so the pallet was nice and tight, and then they could wrap it and make for good shipping. Well, the machine wasn't working properly until whatever he did in there, and it compressed him in between the arm of the robot and in the base of the machine, basically. So he was in pretty rough shape. But like I said, just that fast. We went from a nice casual conversation here in the firehouse to instantly getting on the rigs, going out the door, and being faced with a situation that nobody expected to happen today. We don't know what's going to happen day to day, but they're instantly thrust into this position. When the crews got there, the gentleman was still in the machine. The people who were there at the factory were working to get him out. One of our firefighter paramedics helped with that program. They got him off of the conveyor belt. They put him actually on a pallet and rolled him to the edge, where they found that he wasn't breathing and didn't have a pulse. So one of our firefighters started CPR on him right away as soon as we got him out of the machine. The rest of the group then pitched in, got him on a stretcher, got him set up, got him in the ambulance, did the appropriate medical treatment for him, and transported him to Lutheran General Hospital, where he was conscious when he got to the hospital. So that's a good sign. We had somebody who was unconscious, not breathing, when our guys got there, and still trapped in the machine, and they were able to get him out and start the life-saving procedures. And that's kind of what these guys do. So the one person in particular we want to talk about first was one of the first folks in who encountered this gentleman in the machine, helped the workers at the factory get him out, and started CPR, and that was Joe Thompson. So Joe, you want to come up? completely relaxed state into an immediate life-saving situation, knowing what to do, even in a hectic, uncontrolled situation, doing the appropriate care, getting that person taken care of, ultimately saving his life with the CPR that he did. Wow. Joe, that's a challenge point from the department from us to you. Todd Richling was the incident commander. Todd, you want to fill in some details here and some other people maybe?
Yeah, so then the rest of the crew, obviously it's not just one person. It takes a team to truly do that. From my job, the fire chief's job, and more importantly, the guys with their hands on. So the rest of the ambulance crew, Dave Johnson, Jimmy DiCrescenzo, and Johnny Greer, all transported him with Joe to Lutheran General Hospital. So we don't get to truly make that much of an impact every single day. They saved a life today, so that's a pretty cool thing. So you should be proud of your employees for the fire department, because we certainly are.
We're absolutely proud of the work they did today. So if you guys come up, I've got coins for you too. The three of you do it. Dave, nice job. Thank you. Hold on, I'm going to write it first. I'll give it to you like that. There you go. Name it in the cake. Nice work. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
So, the challenge coin, some of you may know the history of the challenge coins. There's a lot of military history behind these, going back to days in World War II. We give these to people on the spot for special activities that make a difference, either in a life-saving action or community service, or just doing good things and representing the department in a positive mode. So that's what the challenge coin is all about. Never sold, never given, always earned. That's what they are. So thanks, guys. Great work today. We appreciate it. Class or any Tom, is an instructor, anything else you want to share?
No, I was happy that everybody seemed like they liked it. Nobody got hurt. That was a great thing. And had a good time. I think they really enjoyed the classroom. And nothing but positive feedback, so I'm happy.
Outstanding. We'll take that anytime. Yes?
I have one question. There have been a couple of fires in our neighborhood over the years. After calling you guys, what's the next best thing for a private citizen to do?
Get out of the house.
Yeah, if it's your building, get out of the building.
Well, yeah.
Or alert the people who are in the building if you can. You know, if it's a neighbor's house or something, you ring the doorbell, pound on the door, make sure they're aware of what's going on. Stand out, if it's not something that's really obvious, stand out in the street and watch for the approaching company so you can wave them down and tell them, if there's flames blowing out the front window, that's one thing. But if you get a little bit of smoke coming out the eaves, as we're coming down the street, it might be hard to pick that out, especially if it's nighttime. So if you can get somebody's attention and get them to the right address, that would be a good thing.
Well, then we'll know that she's out.
I know we know that you're out too, but even if it's your neighbor's house, you can point them in the right direction. I would say really those are the things that are important. Just first off, get yourself and anybody else out of the building and make sure we get to the right place. So, what else? Going once. Yes, sir.
I'm just curious, what makes you decide what hospital to take a person to? Because when you were saying that you took this person to Lutheran General.
Correct.
And I was just wondering what made that decision versus, ours right here.
Well, we transport people to the closest appropriate hospital based on their medical condition.
Right.
So the severity of the injuries that this gentleman was suffering, we could have taken him to Alexian Brothers. Alexian Brothers is a level 2 trauma center. Nice. And the difference being between a level 2 and a level 1, level 1 trauma center is Lutheran General. There's always medical staff, trained medical staff there physically present in the emergency room to do the work they need to do. So if you need a thoracic surgeon or a trauma surgeon, anything of the sort, there's always somebody there who meets that criteria. The level 2 trauma center, they might have to call somebody and take them a half hour to get here from home or something like that. So it's the closest appropriate medical facility. And we coordinate that with the hospital too, because if there is a surgeon standing by at Alexian Brothers for some reason, they may ask us to come there. Probably not, but it could happen. So that's a level 1 trauma center. That's where we go there. And likewise, burn patients would oftentimes go directly to Loyola. Loyola has a burn center there, so specifically for treating burn patients. And then some folks with carbon monoxide poisoning, some things along those lines. You may need a hyperbaric chamber where they can force oxygen into your system. Lutheran General has that as well.
Oh,
So it's not something that's everywhere though.
thank you.
Anything else, folks? No? All right, well, we've got some certificates for you. And Tom, we're going to pass these out, right? So we'll call your name, come up and get your certificate. And then Jason, are you going to have some photographs for us as we hand out the certificates?
I'll take some pictures.
He'll take some pictures. See how beautiful he is? So we're going to start, I believe these are in alphabetical order. So,
Yes.
and we'll start with Rylan. Nice job. Congratulations. And Haley? Haley Carroll? Haley Carroll, I'm sorry. Is there more than one Haley? Haley Carroll.
Never mind.
Thanks. And Valerie, got it. Valerie Carroll. You gotta get a photo.
Thanks.
Maureen. All right, Maureen. There we go. Thank you. Nice job. Elba. All right, Elba.
Rosemary.
Rosemary. Thank you for being here. Congratulations.
Thank
Job
you.
well done. Get our photo out. There we go.
Thank you.
And we can get these photos to you. We're not just taking them for us. We'll get them to you folks. Since we have your email addresses, I believe, right? Yes. All right. Greg?
Yeah, I will.
Greg.
Yes, Greg.
Greg. All right. Thank you for doing this. There you go. All right. Have a great night. Michael. Michael. Thank you for being here. There you go. Enjoy. Deborah.
Battery's done.
You know what? No.
Battery's done.
Still there.
Took too many photos. No, we're good.
Oh, you left it on? Need a micro.
Should have brought the backdrop, chief.
Oh, I didn't think of that.
Oh, womp womp. Somebody write that on your evaluation.
Jeff Lee.
We actually just got it like a month ago. It's kind of like,
Congratulations, nice job.
Not into the routine yet, that's.
Elizabeth. Okay. We'll move over here. You just gotta give me directions.
that's all right.
Congratulations. Thank you for being here. Paul Mack. All right, Paul Mack. Congratulations. Thanks for being here. My pleasure. Tough one.
Neat.
Neem.
There you go.
Nice.
She had her own fire.
You want to
Oh, God.
James.
Nice job. Here, we get a photo there. All right, thanks for being here.
And Debbie?
Congratulations, thank you. John? John Mills, sorry, John. Thank you. Thanks for being here. Right. Donald Moore. Thank you for doing this. Happy to do it. All right. Thank you.
Jeffrey?
Jeffrey Silver.
Sherry?
Yes, ma'am. Jerry, congratulations.
Thank you.
Thanks for doing this.
I know, some of them look at some people.
All right, Ron?
Thank you. Thanks for doing this.
All right, last but not least, George.
Yeah. Thank you. Congratulations. Nice job. Thank you for doing this. All right. Thanks.
Well, again, we really appreciate you folks taking an interest in the fire department, taking time out of your busy schedules. Nobody's got a whole bunch of weeknights available with nothing to do to come and do this. But you folks did it, and you made it fun for our folks. I think hopefully you learned something along the way. We all learned something along the way too, and we really appreciate the fact that you did it.